What's up, everybody? It's React Jesus here. And today we will be putting our brand new Chat GPT clone onto the internet and our iPhone so we can show it off to the world and build confidence in our development journey. So without further ado, let's get it.
What's up, everybody? It's React Jesus here, and today what we're going to be doing is taking our OpenAI clone, our iMessage iPhone clone, and put it up onto the internet and then get onto our phone and actually download the app onto our home screen, and from that we'll be able to actually just have the app as like a app on our phone that we can show our friends, and it's gonna be super cool. We're gonna use Netlify to do this, and I'm really excited for this tutorial because this is to show you how we can make these projects real world projects, especially when we get into MERN stuff and set the back ends up. So I'm really excited for the content that's coming, so let's go ahead and do it. So what we're going to do here on Google is go to netlify.com. We're going to log in. So you'll create an account if you don't have one already. And we're going to sign in specifically with GitHub. There's a purpose behind this. Okay, so we go to GitHub. And if you remember, when we created our repository, we committed it. And then up here, we were able to put our repository in. So now what we have is we're signed into Netlify as our GitHub profile. We'll go to Sites, and we're going to say Add New Site. And we're going to say Import an existing project. And we're going to get it from GitHub. So we'll just keep on clicking. That'll authorize us with our GitHub logged in here. And then what we need to do is, so right now we don't have our repository as public. So what we'll do is we'll click Can't See Your Repo here. We'll click this, and then this will allow us to sign in. I can't remember what my password is. Oh, here we go. Haha, Google does. So we got that, and we're signed in, and then what we can do is scroll down. It will automatically put us to this page, and we can select a repository here, or we can click all repositories. Will allow all of them, but it might be better not to do that and just do them one at a time. And so then this one's called AI something, OpenAI Tut. That's the one. So we'll click Save. Now when we come back here, we can see OpenAI Tut. So we're going to actually use this repository to create our thing. And then what we need to do is on this page, because we're doing it from pushing on GitHub, every time you push on GitHub, it will actually update your app and rerun the build script. So just a rule that you have to do is in front of your build command is you have to put CI equals space, and then it will run the npm build and it will be happy about it. So just like that, and then we can go ahead and click deploy site. Alright, so what happens at this point is it says your site's deploying. So we can go ahead and go to our domain settings while this is happening, and we can scroll down, and this is where we can name it whatever we want. So we can edit the site's name here, and so we'll call this timgpt.netlify.app. Alright, click save. I'm going to take my API key down, but you can still check out the website if you'd like. It will be up. So now we got timgpt.netlify.app. And so what we can do now is go back to our deploys and see site. It looks like it just deployed. So we can actually look down here and we can see that it's deployed. We can also press trigger deploy, which will redeploy the site from the repository. But so that means if we go to timgpt.net, sorry, my things, netlify.com. .app, my bad, but .com actually redirects. I didn't even know that. We'll see that we actually have our app up here. So I can say hello, and now it's actually on the internet. Oh, it looks like our request failed. That's because of the API key. So that's important to share now. So now that we've done this, you know we have our .env file, right? .env, and this is where we have our secret key. Well, when we upload it to GitHub in our git ignore, we also have the .env, so we're obviously not putting our API key up onto GitHub. We don't want to do that. So what we can do though is we can copy our API key, okay, and then we'll go back to Netlify. And so we're going to create an environment for this deploy. So if we go back to the site overview or site settings, so we can click site settings and scroll down, and there's something called environment variables. Okay, so if we go to environment variables, we can click on this button that says add a variable. I can even make this site a little bigger. Add a variable. So we'll add a single variable, and the value is going to be our API key, and our key is going to be React app OpenAI API key. So then we'll create the variable. Boom. And now I don't know if it happens instantly or not. Testing. Nope, we're still failing. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go actually back into Netlify and go to our site overview and our site settings and well, not our site settings, our deploys, and we're going to then trigger a deploy because we just changed our environment variable. It's likely that we need to do another deploy. So we're just going to let this deploy go through. While that deploy is going through, I'm going to see why we have error. And so if I do npm start, I almost don't believe it. Let's see if that API key is any good. I might have already deleted it. Testing. So it's thinking. Yeah, no, okay, it's working. So that API key is going to work after we let this site redeploy. If there's an error, so let's go ahead and go to the .env and just erase that real quick, and then close this. Like I was saying before, you have to npm restart when you change the environment. So now we're going to have an invalid API key, and we'll see what happens with our error. So if we say hello, I see our wait, no, we have clear timeout here. So we have clear timeout here, but we also need clear timeout right here. That's the problem. So now if I try this again, hello. Yep, no more loading. Bad request. So it'll clear the timeout that turns it to loading to true. Because I wanted a half a second delay before it starts typing, so it's almost like kind of like human-y. That was the purpose of that. So now that we did that, we can push this up. And what I want to show you is so cool about this is when I push this up, if I go back to my deploys, you see a new one just started. Every time you push to GitHub, it's going to re-update your site and publish it. So now if we go to Netlify, the Netlify version, we say, hello. Hi, it's working. So now, this is the fun part. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go onto my phone, and I'm going to go ahead and put it over my screen or something, but I'm going to start recording on my phone. So, alright, so now what we got is we got our phone here, and what I'm going to do on my phone is I'm going to go ahead and go to the Safari, and then I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go to timgpt.netlify.com or .app. Boom, like this. And now you'll notice we have this ugly bar on the bottom. But what's nice is that our extension's .app. What happens when you have an extension of .app is you can click on this middle button down here, scroll, and you can then click Add to Home Screen. And when you click Add to Home Screen, you can then name this TimGPT. You can also change this icon here by going on your computer, and on your computer in the public folder, there's if you go to the index.html, you'll see Apple Touch icon is going to the public URL. Oops. It's going to the public URL logo 192.png. So you can replace this out in your public folder with whatever you want this icon to be on the ChatGPT for your app. And we'll click Add. And now we have TimGPT on our home screen. So if we click on it, you'll see we could do a little bit better styling by making this bar go a little higher. As you can see, it's getting cut off. That's not too difficult. But the moral of the story is if I say hello, click send, it will chat back TimGPT. And so you can put your name on there. You can put any other styling you want to make this a little bit more swaggy. You can maybe even make the scroll like adjust size when the keyboard comes up. That would be pretty cool. cool stuff, dude. So we'll say cool stuff, dude. And just like that, it says, thank you. Is there anything I can help you with? So, boom. That's how you put ChatGPT onto your phone, but your own version. Tim GPT, whatever your name is, GPT. And I hope that this is something that you can take with you and really get excited about. So in the future, I'm going to be making a lot more content about AI because of the amount of potential there is in creating incredible things extremely quickly without needing the requirement of having like a big team of people working for you, because AI is able to do so much and we can leverage it and make a lot of impact and money, especially while it's this early. So super hyped to make these videos. A lot more coming. We're going to build a future, Web3, OpenAI. Let's go, metaverse, all of it. That's what our job is as developers. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace. Like, comment, subscribe.